What is going on, everyone? My name is the California Cougar, and welcome to the CA Cougar Q&A video. Last weekend, I put up an announcement video announcing this Q&A, and I got a lot of questions from people. I got 7 people asking me questions. Some of them asked only a few. A lot of them did ask 5, which was the limit I set. So yeah, we got quite a few questions here, so we're going to try and answer them as quickly as possible because I don't want this video getting too long. Otherwise, it's going to make it very difficult to upload. So let's get right into the questions. First question I got from Super Mario Fan 03. What do you think of the current state of the Oscars given this year's ratings? I hope the Oscars die and burn in flames. I seriously do. I've never been a fan of the Oscars. I think they're a bunch of woke pussies. Like, they just virtue signal the whole time, and they don't nominate. Like, they're so out of touch with their audience, it's not even funny. They nominate movies that a lot of people don't even bother to go out and see over movies that are well received by critics and super popular. Avengers Endgame. Right there. I still have the poster. I'm never going to live that one down. It should have been nominated for plenty of Oscars. Richard Roper, I believe, said it best. So, yeah, it's seriously amazing how out of touch they are. And I'm so happy they got 9.8 million viewers or whatever it was. It was below 10 million. That's all I remember. I'm so happy they got below 10 million. They tanked hard, and I hope they continue to tank hard. I imagine their ratings will go up next year simply because the pandemic is not really going to be affecting people's ability to go see these movies in theaters as much. But yeah, I think the Oscars are done. I don't think people are going to watch them anymore. No one wants to watch woke virtue signaling, so there's that. All right, questions. Now I got 5 from Justin Williams here. First question, how did you get started on YouTube? I believe I made this channel in 2016 or something like that. And I was just watching movie reviewers. Jeremy Johns, Chris Stuckman, and the Schmoes were the main ones I watched. A little bit of flick pick in there. And then I found Austin Putnam's channel, and I started watching some of his videos. Yeah, Austin Putnam's actually a friend of mine now. I've been watching some of his videos, and then through that, I also found people like LC Muscles 28, Jerome Latimer, NG2C Network, and I ran into the Painting Gain show, and I just entered as a fan of the show, and then they invited me into the network and all that, and it just launched from there. And then I decided I wanted to do my own movie reviews, so that's pretty much how I got started. Even though I don't do movie reviews on this channel anymore, I feel like this channel has evolved. I mean, we're at 92 subscribers right now. Hopefully we can get to 100 soon. Make sure to hit that sub button. Let's get there. Let's get to 100. We're so close. But yeah, I also have close to 20,000 views on this channel, something I'm proud of. So yeah, that's pretty much how I got started. Just kind of started watching videos and then decided I wanted to do movie reviews myself. So that's how I did it, and I got a lot of help from the people in the network and all that. So yeah. All right, how did you start watching Survivor and The Amazing Race? Survivor was, I believe, the first one I started watching. I just remember seeing an episode. It was the final 5 of Survivor All-Stars, and I was pretty much hooked from there. The first full season I saw was Vanuatu, and I just remember watching Chris and his whole underdog story. And I was just hooked from there. I just kept watching. I loved seeing all the challenges, all the strategy, all the deception, all that good stuff. And then The Amazing Race, kind of the same thing. I saw the show. Survivor or Amazing Race All-Stars was the first season I watched. That's the 11th season. And that season, I just remember watching. It's oh, people are traveling around the world and they're doing tasks and such, and then the winner gets $1 million. I was hooked on that too. I love seeing shots of different countries and all that. I was just hooked from the moment I saw it. So yeah, I've been watching them ever since, and I would love to do The Amazing Race at some point, hopefully in the future if the show can ever get back on its feet. Although I have a strong feeling the pandemic might have been the death blow to The Amazing Race, especially with how ratings have been going lately. I just don't have a good feeling about it. Hopefully it can recover, though. Alright, next question. What are your favorite films from the 90s? Obviously, the 90s is probably the best decade in film history. I mean, you have movies like Goodfellas, you have Terminator 2 Judgment Day, which came out in the 90s, Pulp Fiction, Forrest Gump, Shawshank Redemption, The Lion King. That was also the decade of the Disney Renaissance. Beauty and the Beast, Mulan, Tarzan, and Toy Story. It's also when Pixar started. Toy Story, Bug's Life. But my favorites from the 90s are The Lion King would be probably number one. Saving Private Ryan would be up there as another big one. Pulp Fiction would be up there. I'd say Forrest Gump, and I would say maybe Toy Story would be up there as well. But yeah, like, the 90s are so good. The Matrix, that's another big one. Fight Club. There's so many great films from the 90s. So, yeah, like, I could be here for hours listing off movies from the 90s. Alright, next question. What are your dream vacations? That is actually a video that I have planned for the future. Not really sure when I'm going to do it, but top 10 dream vacations for CA Cougar is what a video I want to do. Off the top of my head, like some of the biggest ones, you have Switzerland, or really any country in Europe, but Switzerland is one. Another one, the Caribbean. I would love to visit that. And a big one for me is French Polynesia. Like, pretty much anywhere in French Polynesia, from like Tahiti, Moorea, Bora Bora. Those are the main three islands that most people visit. But like even Raiatea or Taha'a, I think is how you pronounce it. Or even like the Marquesas Islands are places I would want to visit. But Bora Bora, though, man. I've seen shots of that. Oh my god, one of the most beautiful places I think I've ever seen, based on just pictures alone. Obviously I've never been there because it's so goddamn expensive to go there, even for like two people, but I really want to go there at some point. Dubai is another big place I'd love to go. Singapore, Japan, Australia, there's so many of them. Like I said, I could be here for hours explaining it, but stay tuned. Top 10 dream vacations I would love to go there that I would love to go to. Some point I will be making that video. All right, next question. What are some of your favorite things to do in Arizona? Unfortunately, Arizona doesn't have a whole lot, at least outside of Phoenix or Flagstaff. I mean, in Tucson, there's the Pima Air and Space Museum. That's pretty much the only thing to do in Tucson. I hate that city. It's kind of a hellhole. Phoenix is nice. The only problem there is it's blazing hot in the summer. But I go to D-backs games every now and then. I like watching the D-backs play, even though they're an absolute garbage team right now. But hopefully in a couple weeks, I think the Giants come here on, I think 4th of July weekend, and I think the first week of August. Hopefully at some point I can go see them play against the D-backs. And then of course in Flagstaff you have like ski resorts, but I would say best thing to do in Arizona is go visit the Grand Canyon. I mean, yeah, it's kind of a tourist attraction, but it's absolutely spectacular if you go up there. It's about 3 hours away from me, and it's very pretty. Can be hot during the summer, so probably go during like the fall maybe, when it's not super hot or super cold. But yeah, I would say the Grand Canyon. Lake Havasu is another one that I like going to. It's a big spring break destination for like my college that I went to. So yeah, Sedona's another pretty cool place to go to. There's a few things, I guess. I mean, it's not as touristy as like California, but there's some cool things to do in Arizona. Unfortunately, in Prescott, there's really not much. So yeah. All right, next set of questions here. We have Mr. Wolf Shepherd Enterprises. He's a frequent viewer of mine. Have you seen my Oscars roast video? I have not. I really should, though, because anytime somebody roasts the Oscars, I'm there for it. Like, especially with how they are now, and given how much I despise them, like, I'm absolutely there for it. What is your favorite and least favorite movie of 2020? My favorite movie of 2020 is Soul. I think it's a fantastic Pixar film. Jamie Foxx is great in it. I think it was was it Tina Fey that played number 22 or whatever that character was? I've only seen the movie once, so yeah, I need to watch it again. But Soul was my favorite movie of 2020, although Da 5 Bloods is a close second, I will say that. And then my least favorite movie, The Raw Missy, hands down. That movie is an abortion. It is a travesty among comedies. It's a Happy Madison film with David Spade. A scrub ass company that doesn't know what to do when it comes to comedy. They are garbage. And so, yeah, The Raw Missy, garbage. Although Artemis Fowl would, I think, would be a close second on that. That was another bad one. What is your favorite live-action cartoon show? I'm going to be honest, I am so out of touch when it comes to TV shows, unless it's like The Mandalorian or like any of the recent MCU films like WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, Loki. I'm pretty much out of touch with TV outside of that, so it's kind of hard to answer that. Although my favorite live action show, I think Community is a good one. That's one show that I have watched all the way through, and I think it's really funny. Cartoon show, SpongeBob is always one of mine. Avatar: The Last Airbender is a great one. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty out of touch when it comes to TV in general. My favorite live-action cartoon show as a kid was Blue's Clues, but of course I don't watch that anymore because I'm an adult now. But anyway, next question. What is your most and least anticipated movie for the rest of 2021? Most, I would say Dune. I think Dune is supposed to come out this year still. No Time to Die would also be up there. That's the James Bond movie. But overall, Dune. I think Denis Villeneuve is the best director working today. Yes, I think he's better than Christopher Nolan. That's just me, though. And, I saw the trailer to Dune. It looks absolutely incredible. Can't wait to see that movie when it comes out in theaters. Hopefully later this year. Crossing my fingers. I really hope it comes out. Least favorite, or at least anticipated, there's two. One of them is Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Oh my god, that trailer was so bad. The dialogue was absolute cringe. I hated the first Venom, so I have no reason to look forward to this. The other one, M. Night Shyamalan's Old. What in the actual hell is he doing with this? It looks like The Happening all over again, except not in, a funny kind of way. I don't even think The Happening is that funny of a movie. But, yeah, it looks so bad. Such garbage. I don't like M. Night Shyamalan. Never have. So, yeah, that's probably what I would go with. And then, what are your top 5 worst things about 2020? Okay, so 2020, as we all know, horrible year. I can't think of anyone that actually liked 2020 or what happened in 2020. It's one of the worst years ever. It was the first year since 2012 that I would give an F to. We'll just leave it at that. So, obviously, one of them is the pandemic, of course. That's kind of the root of everything bad with 2020. The whole COVID-19 pandemic and all that. All that nonsense with the masks, vaccines, all the controversy surrounding all of them, the conspiracy theories going around, although it looks like some of them might be right. Just gonna say that, especially with the emails from Anthony Fauci that came out. Just gonna point that out, not gonna go into it. But yeah, that's easily the biggest one. The celebrity deaths, losing Chadwick Boseman. We lost Neil Peart that year, the drummer of Rush. We also lost Eddie Van Halen. But, the biggest loss was Chadwick Boseman by far. He should have won the Oscar for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, by the way. That's a travesty that he didn't. But, yeah, that's a big one. All the BLM Antifa stuff that happened over the summer of last year where they riot, burn, loot, murder, destroy businesses, all that stuff. That was really hard to get through. I absolutely hated how certain governors were handling things. Speaking of governors, politics, everything in 2020 was politicized. I swear to God, they made everything political. Sports, were made political. Like, why? I don't get why people feel the need to bring politics into sports. We're here to watch a game. We're here to get away from that kind of stuff. We're not here to have your agenda shoved down our throats. Just focus on playing the game. You can do all the political garbage outside of the game. Just don't force it down our throats. LeBron James, I'm looking directly at you. But yeah, that's a big one for me. And then, of course, you also have 2020, the year of the Snowflake. The year where everyone gets offended by literally anything. Like Aunt Jemima, Pepe Le Pew, Captain Underpants, Dr. Seuss. What else was there? Mr. Potato Head, Land of the Lakes. There's so many things that people got offended by. It was actually stupidly ridiculous. Like, yeah, we're going to cancel this to pander to the 5% of people that actually are offended by this. It might not even be 5%. It's probably less than that, actually. Yeah, because some woke pussy snowflakes out there, or woke, I should say, like some woke pussy snowflakes are all of a sudden pretending that a certain group is offended by something like Aunt Jemima or Uncle Ben or something else. Washington Redskins, that's another one. The Cleveland Indians, which, by the way, where has that gone? Like, they're still the Indians as far as I'm concerned, and they haven't spoke on what their new name's going to be in forever. So are they actually going to change the name? Like, they haven't talked about that in a while. So yeah, like that's another big thing. And then, of course, that mess of a presidential election. Don't even get me started on that nonsense. That was another bad thing to happen in 2020. So, yeah, that's really it. I mean, 2020 was just an awful year that I think everyone would like to forget about. Hopefully we move away from all the political, woke, social justice warrior crap that's happening. So, yeah. Anyway, next set of questions here we got from Daniel Russman. First question, what do you think is worse, or who do you think is worse between Amber Heard and Cardi B? Cardi B, and here's why. With Amber Heard, yeah, she's kind of a feminazi bitch, and I think she's a terrible human for what she did to Johnny Depp, but at the same time, Cardi B drugged and raped multiple men, as far as I know. With Amber Heard, like, she really only abused Johnny Depp. And I'm not trying to defend Amber Heard in any way, because again, I think she's a horrible human and should be fired from Aquaman 2, by the way. They haven't done that yet. But, yeah, and it also exposes the double standard in America. People like Amber Heard and Cardi B can walk free, while any man that comes within 20 feet of a woman, they can just scream sexual harassment and people would listen to the woman and the man would get thrown in jail. So, yeah, like, it's pretty hypocritical if you ask me. But between the two of them, I would say Cardi B, simply because also her performance at I think it was the Grammys, cringe. I saw it, it was the worst thing ever. So yeah, I would say Cardi B is worse. When it comes to sports, are you a golf fan? I mean, not particularly. I don't really watch golf all that much. I mean, I know some of the players. Like, I know Tiger Woods, of course. Arguably the greatest golfer of all time. Phil Mickelson, I'm very familiar with. My dad is a fan of him. My dad does watch golf. Bubba Watson is another guy I'm kind of familiar with. Lee Westwood was a guy. I think that was his name, Lee Westwood. He was a guy that my dad used to like a lot. And Jordan Spieth was another guy. Like, there's a few golfers I am familiar with, but for the most part, I don't really watch a whole lot of it. My dad does, though, so, yeah, I mean, and I go golfing with, like, I do go golfing with my dad occasionally. I suck, but, I mean, it's still fun. Like, I enjoy playing it, I should say, but I don't really watch it that much. What is the most pretentious film you've ever seen? Probably The House That Jack Built. I mean, Lars von Trash, as I like to call him. Vile human being. I hate his guts. Like, just the abstract imagery, all that stuff. I would say Mother by Darren Aronofsky is a close second, but House That Jack Built is my number one for sure. Like, it's nothing but a torture porn film. It's misogynistic as hell. Oh my god, just despicable. It was my worst film of the decade last decade. So, yeah. Next question. What did you major in college? I majored in aviation science. It is basically like aerodynamics, things like that, making flight computations for flight. Basically, how to be a pilot is pretty much the, like, if I were to explain to it like a 5-year-old, how to be a pilot basically is what it is. So yeah, I learned to fly planes. That's what I do, and hopefully I'll be with the airlines somewhat soon. What streaming services do you have? Well, I do have Disney Plus. I don't have Netflix anymore. I canceled my subscription several months ago. I also used to have Hulu a while back. I do have Paramount Plus, but I don't use that one as much. But I would say that and Disney Plus are the main ones that I do have. Again, I used to have Netflix, but I don't anymore. Plus, the CEO decided to donate several $1,000,000 to... not really going to get into it, but let's just say there's a certain governor out there that I can't stand, and there's a recall going on for him, but the CEO of Netflix decided to donate to stop the recall. So, yeah, I'm glad I canceled the subscription. All right, a couple more people to answer questions from. Kenneth's Movie Corner is next up. Nuggets or tenders? I prefer tenders, personally. I do like nuggets, though, but I do prefer tenders, especially when it comes to places like Jack in the Box, Chick-fil-A, KFC, things like that. Although, I will say, from McDonald's, I do prefer nuggets from McDonald's. But overall, I would say tenders. Endgame or Infinity War? Endgame, hands down. Infinity War is fantastic, but Endgame was just on a whole new level. It was my favorite movie of the decade, last decade. So, yeah, I would say Endgame. Out of 10, how excited are you for Spider-Verse 2? 10. I love the first Spider-Verse. I cannot wait to see the second one. 2022, I think it's 2022. Can't come soon enough. I love that movie so much, that first movie. It's the best Spider-Man movie in my eyes. I can't wait to see the second one. Logan or Watchmen? Logan. I was never a big fan of Watchmen, the movie, the Zack Snyder film. Not a big fan of that, but Logan just hits on a whole different level. It's basically the drama version of Deadpool, whereas Deadpool is like a comedy, Logan is a drama, and it was so good. Great ending, too. That final shot is perfection. So, like, I sat in the theater for, like, the first 5 minutes of the credits, just sitting there like, oh my god. Like, just the emotional impact that left on me was huge. Alright, so that's it for Kenneth's questions. Up next we have NG2C Network, aka Mr. Garrison. One of the funniest guys that I know. How did Betty get her boop? You tell me. I mean, he's obviously referencing the 1930s cartoon character, which I haven't watched, but I know that's what he's referencing. But yeah, you tell me, Mr. Garrison. You prefer peanuts or Cracker Jacks, and which one comes with a better prize? I prefer peanuts. I like Cracker Jacks. Like every time I go to a baseball game, back when I was a kid, when I went to Dodger Stadium to see them play the Giants, I would always get peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I like the peanuts more, so I would say because of that, peanuts also have the better prize. So that's just my opinion on that. If you saw a unicorn, would you crap yourself? I would be surprised. I don't know if I would crap myself because I'm not really prone to doing that. Like, I haven't really crapped myself since I was like 13 or something like that. It's been a long time, but I would certainly be surprised. I'd probably be happy to see one because I think unicorns are cool. But yeah, and then final question, would you rather walk like an Egyptian or live in a hazy shade of winter? Well, obviously these are both references to the Bangles, a couple of their songs, although Hazy Shade of Winter is actually a cover of a Simon and Garfunkel song, although I do think the Bangles version is better. But yeah, Hazy Shade of Winter. I don't like winter unless it's like the temperature's like in the 50s or so. I hate the snow, so there's that. And we do get snow up here in Prescott, so ugh. And then Walk Like an Egyptian. Egypt is a place I do want to visit. Might be an honorable mention, or maybe it'll be on the top 10 in my dream vacation video. Wait to find out about that. But yeah, Egypt is a place I do want to visit. I think it looks cool. The pyramids are landmarks I've always wanted to see. And then I do like Walk Like an Egyptian better in terms of its songs, so I would say probably Walk Like an Egyptian. Alright, and then the final set of questions here are from Jerome Latimer. So first question. This Tuesday, are you ready to be roasted by the sun? 118 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh God. Obviously, he lives in the Phoenix area, so he's about an hour and a half from where I am. And yeah, the thing is though, he's down at like maybe 1,000 to 2,000 feet of elevation. I'm at 5,000 feet elevation, so I live higher up, so it's not quite as hot here, but it's still supposed to be 100 on Tuesday. And am I ready for it? Hell no. I hate the heat. I hate summers in Arizona. I think they blow ass. They suck. They are tough to get through. Like, it's just a challenge to like not overheat in the summer. So, oh boy, I'm not excited for that at all. Next, fruit punch or orange Kool-Aid? I've never been a fan of orange Kool-Aid, so I would say fruit punch. I think, and by the way, Romy, cherry's better. Cherry is better. And I would say tropical punch is better as well. But yeah, I prefer fruit punch. I like Hawaiian punch a lot. I think it's really good. So yeah, Coca-Cola or Pepsi? Coca-Cola, hands down. I think Pepsi's nasty. Well, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that. It's not bad. Like, I do get it on occasion, but Coca-Cola is far and away superior. Coca-Cola is probably the best soft drink out there. So, hands down, Coca-Cola is better. Describe the perfect burger. So, the perfect burger for me, I would say, is 2 patties. So, about a half pound or so, with like a few slices of cheese. I like having cheese like in between each patty. So like you put one patty on, then you put the cheese on, and then you put another patty on, then you put the cheese on again. So like put a couple slices of cheese in between each patty. You could even put one below that first patty, like between the bottom bun and the first patty. And then, yeah, like having the cheese nice and melted. It has to be nice and melted. And then as for toppings, there's only 3 that you really need. Bacon, or actually really only 2. Bacon and barbecue sauce. Like you just put a couple strips of bacon on there, put a little bit of barbecue sauce on there. And also what would make it even better is if you put like fried onion strings on top of that as well, or even something like pastrami, and then like a fried egg. Fried eggs on burgers are so underrated. So I would say the perfect burger is 2 patties, cheese in between the patties, bacon, fried egg, barbecue sauce, and if they have it, pastrami and onion and fried onion strings. No lettuce, no tomatoes, no onions, no pickles, none of that veggie garbage. Like that stuff's for scrubs, let's be honest here. Alright, up next. This is actually the final question. Oh yeah, and by the way, for the burgers, the buns have to be toasted as well. I should mention that. Alright, final question. Name a filmmaker you despise to where you'd love to have a boxing fight with. Oh, there's quite a few. Nicholas Winding Refn is one of them. I think the guy's an absolute scrub. Paul W.S. Anderson's another one. Lars von Trier is another one. But probably the biggest one. I hate this guy. Alright, I hate these, I should say 2. I hate these 2 with a burning passion. Jason Freeberg and Aaron Seltzer. You could also say Dennis Dugan is like a close third. Although Dennis Dugan did make one movie that's a guilty pleasure of mine, and that's Happy Gilmore. So I would say that, but Jason Freeberg and Aaron Seltzer. Like, these two scrub-ass comedic directors who have no idea how to make anything funny. They just think that, oh, let's throw in a bunch of fart gags, poop gags, piss gags, and a bunch of other scrub-ass comedic gags that only 2-year-old morons would find appealing. Like, they think that's comedy. And it's like, no. That's not funny. It's not genius. It's lazy. It's pathetic. It's garbage. And I remember when they said they were going to make a Star Wars parody. It was like Star Wars episode like 200. I don't remember what the title was. But yeah, like we need to stop greenlighting projects for these two absolute scrub-ass comedic filmmakers. They're garbage. They're not funny. And by the way, Ben Falcone is another one, I would say, but those two by far. And that is it for questions. So once again, I'd like to thank everybody that submitted their questions. So once again, you got Jerome, NG2C Network, Kenneth's Movie Corner, Daniel Russman, Wolf Shepherd Enterprises, Justin Williams, and Super Mario Fan 03. I'd like to thank all of them for submitting their questions in the comment section. And make sure to hit that thumbs up button thumbs up button on this video if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more content to come in the future. Next Wednesday, I don't really know if I'm going to be uploading anything. My family's coming to town, and they're here until Wednesday, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to upload anything on Wednesday, but my next video, probably another Survivor-related video, maybe something else. Maybe I'll do that top 10 dream vacation video, but whatever it is, make sure to stay tuned for that next video. Subscribe to my channel for more content to come in the future. And until that next video, once again, my name is the California Cougar. And always remember to stay California cool. Peace.